Okay, here's your quick tip. I've received some requests from people wanting me to show things about pastels, especially about how I blend pastels. So I thought I'd do this quick little demonstration for pastel people, and the rest of you probably find it interesting too. This is the way I do it. Different folks have different methods for working with pastels. I'm going to use just this orange, the image of just this orange, not the green around it because we don't really have time for all that. So the way I like to do pastels is to lay the darks in first. So I would come around with this very quick strokes here and lay the darks first in the direction that I see them, and then I lay that darkest part, like right in there, what is going to be that. I lay that up just a little bit further. Now, the main question I got was, how do you blend pastels? So I lay that up just a little bit further, and that gets then into blending. The next color up is what we see as the local color, so that's where I use the bright orange. And so then here I begin to work that in. Now I do all my blending with the pastel stick. I don't use any of those blending tools. I do use my fingers very minimally, but I work back and forth. Now watch, I usually stroke like in a crisscross stroke, the lighter, brighter color on top of the darker color. And if you see, then by doing that, that creates a nice rich blend. And so then it moves down. Now I'll go back. You can move back and forth. I'll go back to the darker color here, and I'll do the same sort of thing. And I'm also conscientious as I do that of the shape of the subject within which I'm working. I move into the next color up, and in this case seeing the next color up as a gold, and so I'll just bring this gold in. I keep a towel connected to my pocket or tied around my waist or something so that I can use it for both wiping my hands and keeping the pastel sticks clean. I don't know if you can see that, but anyway, so now I'm going to move this color into that. Now if I want the orange darker, I'll put the lighter color underneath it and then the darker color on top. If I want it lighter, I do it in reverse. So it's like this. And now let me go back and add more of that. Now this time I'm going to just cover that whole area and pulling those strokes in the direction. And see, we see the navel's orange right here. Oh, the orange is navel. The navel's orange, yeah, right. The orange is navel right there. So now I'm beginning to get conscious of the shape and where those shapes go to. Now begin to work this brighter color right in here. Work it on top of the lighter color. Then I'll come and work the. Let me pull that off. Yeah, I'll work the lighter color then into the darker color. So by blending with the pastel sticks themselves, one color into the other, and by not trying to blend extremes, the very light colors and the very dark colors will muddy themselves if you try to blend them together. So you don't want to blend in extremes. Towards the end, I'd go in with the lightest light like this, and I'm making this very rough just to show how it's done. So I would go in the very lightest color there, then I'll go back with the color I just used beside it and do the blending. So the stick I blend with depends on what color I want to be on top. The last thing I'd add to it is down in the deeper shadow areas here. I would come back with the complement of that, and I blend into that, dark into dark. So the general rule that I follow for blending is dark into dark, dark into middle, middle into middle, or middle into light, or light into light. But never dark blended into light, because that tends to make it muddy. So there's just a rough example of how I blend pastels. Now I want to show you one last thing, and that is, I will do this usually towards the end. I will take the flat side of my little finger, and if I need something softened, I give it a slight little softening, but never rub, because to rub it excessively with your hands will cause it to go flat. So there's a quick tip.